Hello everyone, today we'll be doing the CMSpit new room on TryHackMe. So without any further ado, let's get into the box. So first of all, let's start with the IMAP scan. We are going to do the aggressive scan, that is -A, and we have a port 80 open, that is of HTTP. So let's open the website. I guess we have it, and it says authentication please, and here we see the content management system name, that is Cockpit. If you search it on Google, then you'll know that it is a content management system, or not this, but you have to type CMS. CMS stands for content management system, and you'll see simple content platform to manage any structured content. Alright, so let's look at an IMAP scan. We have Apache and a 22 port open for SSH, so we don't have any credits, so we will not go for the 22 port, but we will go for the port 80, and it says authentication please. Alright, so as you can see, we have nothing interesting except Cockpit, right? So let's do a quick Google search regarding Cockpit CMS exploit, if we have any exploit, and the first result you will see is from 0 to RCE. Well, that's good news. Let's open it, and here you will see the full wait a second, yeah, so you will see that here there's a CVE. You can enumerate user accounts, and this is a full article on this, just like a write-up, so you can follow this and complete this machine, but not the previous, only the foothold part. So there are two ways to solve this machine, using Metasploit and and doing it manually with the help of Burpsuit. So we will cover both aspects. So first of all, we will see how to do it automatically with the help of Metasploit. So let's fire off Metasploit, and -Q flag is for quiet mode, so it will not print any banner. It will get us straight onto the terminal. Okay, so let's search for a Cockpit, and we have a module here, so we are going to say use 0 because this is instead of typing, you can just use 0 for this. Alright, now I need to set the host. The host will be my VPN, and set our host to the IP. Wait a second, and run it. Alright, so we have found the users admin, Rockstar, Skiddy, and Eco Party. So as usual, we will going for the admin. So if you type options, and you will see that it accept a user variable, user account to take over, so you can take over any account. So we are going to take over the admin account, so we are going to say set user admin and run again, and it says changing password to this, and we have the password changed, password will be successful, and also we have the email, so you can so we can log in admin your domain.de, and the password is this. Alright, we are logged in. Okay, so now I'm not going for the foothold, but I will tell you how to do this thing, how to take over the account manually with the help of Burpsuit. Alright, so let's log out, and let's fire up Burpsuit. Now you can follow this article, this is pretty easy. So just a second. Okay. There's a var dump function, I guess, with which you can, yeah, there we go. Okay, alright, so by passing the PHP function var dump, we can get the name of all the users. That is pretty interesting, and that's how the Burpsuit does exploit it. So we have to go to the auth and check. So first of all, let's catch our request in Burpsuit, authenticate, and we have it, auth check. Alright, send this to repeater, and turn off intercept, and we have it right here. So just follow this user, and in front of user we have brackets and then func and then var dump. Alright, we send it and we get the admin.std echo party, just like Metasploit did a couple of seconds ago. So alright, so we found the users, but how do we reset their password? So moving on, we have alright, so we need to get the reset token parameter, reset token to reset their password. So we will look for tokens, so auth and reset password right here, reset password, and then remove this, and then token and func, this stands for function, I guess, I'm not sure. What dump. Alright, we send it and we get 404. That's odd. Alright, let's try the new password thing, I guess. Maybe reset password thing is not working, so new password, and also 404 not found. Well, let me see the problem and I'll be back in just a couple of seconds. Alright, so now it's finally working. I just terminated the machine and restarted another one, so we have a new IP 194.142, and if we do this token func var dump on auth reset password, then we get a reset password token. So let's copy this, and now let's move on to reset this token. Sorry, user account. Sorry. Okay, so we have auth request reset, and all right. So if you see here, if we go to auth request reset and we enter the username, you'll see an error saying that you need an email address. So we need the user's email address in order to reset the account password. Alright, so now we need to dump their email address. Alright, so for that we will go to auth, then new password, and just paste the token. Alright, we have the token, and we change it to raw, and you'll see that we have user admin and their email is admin@yourdomain.de. so we got the password, we got the email, and now we can reset their password. So we'll go to auth and then reset password. Alright, we have token, and then we have password. I'll set it to password 123, simple. And I guess it should work, and we have success equals true, success true. Alright, so now let's try to log in and let's see if it worked. admin@yourdomain.de, and if we authenticate, oh sorry, I just, oh no, password 123. Alright, and we should be in, and we are in. Okay, so I showed you both the ways of doing it manually and doing it automatically with the help of Metasploit. Alright, so we are in the application. Now we will move on to the Foothold part. So we'll find the finder here, and here basically you can upload any file. So this is the all database, and there's a web flag.php file. That's the web flag. So we'll upload our PHP reverse shell classic. Alright, so php rev.php. I have set the my IP and my port. Let me show you. So here's my IP and here's my port 1234. So let's exit out of it, run an reverse netcat listener 1234, and we can go to php and we should get our shell, and we do. All right, now let's get our tty shell. We add www data. Now let's see if this Python is installed. Which Python? Nope. Which Python 2 is not installed? Python 3, and yes, there is Python 3. Okay, Python 3-c import pty not spawn ben dash. This machine is a bit slow, I don't know why. Alright, so we cannot clear the screen, so export term equals to xterm and clear. Okay, so without wasting any time, I'm going to tell you what you need to do in order to take over the account, in order to move laterally. So let's see what internal ports are there. So you will see 27017, and if you search it up on Google, port 27017, one second, port 27017, you will see that it is the MongoDB port. Yeah, default MongoDB port. So there's a chance that the MongoDB server is running, and you can also curl it. So let's make a GET request on this, and you'll see that it looks like you're trying to access MongoDB over HTTP. Alright, so let's get into the MongoDB shell. So you can do this with the help of Mongo utility, and you are in. Okay, so now let's see what databases are there to show DBs, and we have interesting one, sudo users bak. So we are gonna use sudo users bak switch. Now show collections. This is just like tables in MySQL, like tables, I guess. Yes. And we have a flag and user. Alright, so db.user.find, and you can see the data that is inserted in the user collection, just like MySQL columns. If you have ever used it, you know it. Alright, so we have structs and password hack123. So let's note down this password first of all. Mousepad. Alright, exit out of it, and if you take a look at etc password file, then you will notice that structs is a user that does exist in this machine. So we can try to SSH into this machine. So the IP was what was the IP? Okay. Alright, oops, and we have this password. Yeah, so cat etc password, and you will see the user structs mentioned in here. Yeah, here we have. So you can log in to structs, and it will be executing bin bash, means you're gonna get a shell, right? So an easy way of checking what users can be SSH in or can get a shell, you can do cat etc password, then grep bin bash or sh, I guess, bin, and no, I was wrong. Wait a second, it should be bin bash, I guess. Bin bash. Yeah, so we have two users, root and structs only. That's an easy way of checking. So let's exit out of www-data. You can say www-data, and let's zoom in. Control B, then Z to zoom in, and let's see what do we have here. This machine is a bit slow. Okay, we have a user file, and let's see if we can execute any command as sudo. And yes, we can. That is user local bin exif tool. Okay, so if we go to GTF bins, and here if you type exif tool, then you'll see that information allows it, files are moved instead of copied to the destination, and you can write to the file, you can read a file, or you can get elevated privileges. Alright, so literally you can write into any file, you can read any file, you can move any file. It does not matter if you are root or you are a regular low privileged user. So the thing to notice here is that exif tool does not copy the files, it moves the files. Alright, so what we can do is, I don't know the intended way of solving this machine. I don't know the intended way of getting root, but I have and maybe I have this unintended way. The maker did not intend this, but we can move the etc shadow file and replace it with our own shadow file, and then we can log in as root. Let me show you how to do this. Okay, first of all, let's see our shadow file. Cat etc shadow, and you see we have this shadow file. So this is the shadow file. Now what we are gonna do, we will edit this a little bit. So let me copy this. I'm gonna sudo copy etc shadow to temporary folder shadow. Alright, now we alright, so we have the shadow file right here. Good, so let's edit this. Let me see if I can edit it. Oh, yes, I can. Okay, oops. Alright, so what we will do is we will replace the password of root right here. So you see we have the Kali password here. In my machine the Kali password is Kali. No, totally insecure, I know, but who cares. And we're gonna paste this here. Control S to save. Oh wait, 1877. Alright, cool. Okay, let me see if everything's perfect. Yeah, it is. Alright, so, and instead of Kali, make it Stux, because Stux is a user in the attacking machine. Right, so we have the file to replace. Okay, so let's get it on the machine. So we open a Python server. We will go into the temp directory in the machine. Download the download the shadow file onto the target machine. And it was shadow. Okay, file not found. I know why this happened. I need to run it as sudo. Now let's try it. Now let's close this. Okay, alright, so we have the shadow file. Perfect. Okay, now if you try to get shadow file right here, shadow, then you see permission denied. This means that we do not have the permission. Also notice one thing, that if cat etc shadow file exists. Okay, so we will move this file into temporary folder. Use a local organizer tool, sudo exit tool dash file name, then file to write, input file. Okay, so this is a bit confusing, you'll not understand this because I also did not understand it. So let's just say that we want to move the real shadow file onto this temporary folder. So we're going to say temp test and etc shadow. And you'll see one image file updated. Now if you list files, you'll see that test file does exist, and you cannot list its contents because this is a real shadow file renamed as test. Now if you try to fetch the real shadow file in etc shadow, you say no such file are directed. That means this file does not exist. Now we will move our shadow file, our custom shadow file, onto the etc shadow location. Let's do it. We're gonna say etc shadow and to etc shadow. Oh wait. The location where I need to send it to etc shadow, and from where, that is from temp shadow. This should work, and it says image file updated. Now if you try to su as root and enter the password as Kali, which was my password, authentication failure. Alright, that is odd. Wait a second. Oh, let's actually I did something wrong. I'm really sorry for it. So I copied back the etc shadow file, so there's no shadow file right now. Alright, perfect. Now if we will edit our shadow file that we copied, this one. Actually shadow file stores SHA-512 encrypted password, so we need a SHA-512 password so we can replace it with the root. Alright, so we will create a new SHA-512 password with the help of mkpassword binary. So mkpassword SHA-512, then mkpassword dash m flag, then SHA-512, and then the password, that is Kali. So we got the hash right here. Let's copy it and paste it in the shadow file. Let's replace it. Alright, now let us transfer the shadow file. Oh sorry, I have to launch the Python as sudo. Alright, and we have it. Now let's transfer it to etc folder. So to etc shadow and from temporary shadow, and yes, the file has been moved. Enter Kali, and yes, we are as root, and you can fetch the root flag. that's it for today. Thank you guys.